Man, this has been a great week for battle rap, and today is no different. We got Rum Nitty versus Chef Trez. URL Born Legacy Supreme. Um, Shout out to Rum Nitty for even taking this battle because this does absolutely nothing for his stock. He wins, who cares? He loses, not a good look. He's had some big names already, and shout out to Smack for putting his gun up against someone as dangerous as Chef Trez. It works both ways. If Trez does well, that could help build up his stock. But for those who are unfamiliar with Chef Trez is a monster. If you weren't watching Spit That Heat, you missed out on a great little mini golden era in battle rap. After Summer Madness 2, there was a bit of a lull, and Spit That Heat definitely filled that void. Chef Trez, was dominant in that league. Had classics. If you haven't seen them already, I'd recommend check out his battle with Flaco L. Never knew how to say his name. Great battle. Where's he? Someone needs to get him on that stage. But aside from that, Craig Lamar. All his battles were great, and the thing that was great about Chef Trez in Spit That Heat is the fact that he could really control that room. He had everyone going crazy, and the Spit That Heat crowd was pretty unique in the fact that they were really receptive. It might have been because most of the crowd were battle rappers, so they really understood everything, and they were all really supportive. They were just going crazy for every line, but that's what added to those battles, and that energy would just fuel the battle rapper as the battle progresses. So not everyone can adapt to that big stage. So everyone knows how nice Chef Trez is, and as we see him on URL, it's kind of a different Chef Trez. The bars are still there, but he doesn't have that same crowd control. Doesn't have the same energy in the room. It's just different. It's a little disappointing too because he's a star in the making, but battles like these, yeah, it makes you wonder, is he? So I mean, let's get right into it. First round, Chef Trez starts it off. A little rebuttal, goes into a Mob Deep scheme, nice. Double A battery charge line. He's got some name flips. We've heard those in the past, but these were pretty good. And the thing is, some of his bars are hit or miss, but the crowd is really, they're just not giving him that much love. This is like the old Showtime at the Apollo crowd. Like, they just came to watch you fail, and they love it, But they did give him a chance in the first round. I'd say the highlight of his round was that whole stomach shot, shoulder shot, face shot, rib shot. Now you and Chess walking the same. Crowd went crazy. It's good. It shows his versatility. It's entertaining the way he set that up. Probably not his best bar, but this is how you get the crowd on your side, and that would have been the perfect way to end his round. And on a strong note. Instead, he keeps going, and he ends with I got knit in the sheet like grandmama's. It's like, oh man, really? Why? Maybe he had more, and because I know they were telling him his time's up. It was like 8 more bars, but yeah, not a good way to end the round. I liked his round. I thought he had a good performance. The bars were there. Again, didn't really get as much reaction as he probably deserved, but you gotta go off and get the crowd on your side, and he did his best. Good round. Nitty starts his first round, and right away you just see the difference and that expression. There's levels to this, there certainly is, because Nitty's up there. He looks comfortable. He's pacing himself, and he's just got more of a powerful delivery, and I think that really helps him on that stage. But Nitty goes in, as expected. I don't know if there's anybody that hasn't been, more consistent than Rum Nitty. Every battle, doesn't matter who he battles. Again, shout out to him for even taking Chef Trez. It seems like his attitude is just smack, line him up, and I'm gonna run through him. And this is another example of that. So, a lot of good lines in the rounds. When I recap battles, I'm not really gonna just keep repeating lines to you. You saw the battle, but right off the bat, cut something raise an arm on a chef if he throwing salt. I'll just mention that because these lines did get rebutted. So, he had a trigger like the hair on a meal. Let me talk to the chef. Little blood won't hurt nothing. More movie references from him too. Which are always great. He probably has the best movie bars, but references Friday, Fresh, Encino Man, and I mean the difference in their performances with the way Nitty is. Like I said, he paces himself, and he has a way of having the crowd just hang on his every word. If he brings a line back, the crowd's chanting it with him. It's a big bonus to have, and it makes you look amazing on stage, when you run it back on film. And I mean, I usually like to judge battles by the bars, ignore the crowd, this and that. But I mean, with battle rap, that plays a big part, and you want to win in the room, and Nitty definitely won in the room. And I guess half of it is you want to, have the bars so that it looks good on cam. But if the crowd's not behind you, it's not going to look good on cam. And Trez kind of suffer from that. But yeah, just Rum Nitty's stage presence, crowd control, just excellent. And and he had a little bit of less filler in his bars. With Trez, I mean, I'm not even gonna go too hard on him, but I know when he rebuttals, some of his rebuttals, like I had the same issue with Sharon. His, like Sharon specifically, his setups are so weak where, it's like how much credit can I give to the punch if the setup was just nonsensical, And Trez kind of has that problem too, which it is what it is. You're rebuttaling. That's really hard to do, and you got to give people credit for even trying that. But he's gonna try to give you three of those things, and it's hard enough to give you one of those things. So, but all right, round two, Chef Trez, he got the Emerald Bam line. I'll leave your wig on a plate. Completely turned the whole momentum around, and now he got the crowd on his side. Great rebuttal. But, second round, after that, the crowd wasn't, really rocking with him. And, he had fire lines throughout, just no reaction. He said something, send you to your creator. He'll identify as maker when I bring watermarks. Oh, man, nothing, crickets. I don't know, I don't get it, but I did like his approach. It's always great battle rap, character assassination. You want to just pick apart your opponent, and I love the whole, he said like Nitty watches 200 movies. That's what his week is like, and it's pretty funny because it's true, and Nitty just had a bunch of movie references. So, but again, not a good closer, and he ends the round like he lost the round, and it's like Trez, you went first, like now Nitty goes. You just see he's a little bit deflated, and you'll see that, as the battle progresses, and literally the third round, he's sitting on the floor, just all the way deflated, because, a lot of people stumble or choke when a crowd doesn't react to a bar that they expected to get a huge reaction from. So, you got to give him that credit. There wasn't any of that. You'll see he gets a little bit sloppier in the third, but he goes, he goes in, and his second round performance was great. Like I had to give him credit for that. He bounced back, and he said, okay, I got to take it up a notch. When he heard Nitty go, boom, he tried to go in even harder, but, Rum Nitty, round two, he shows, I could rebuttal too, and he had that this kick Unreal 2 line that just had the crowd going crazy. It might have been like the biggest reaction of the battle, and I mean that line alone, you just felt like Nitty's up 2-0, and that was his first line of the round. But you had some fire chef lines, the apron, the Paula Deen line. Just Nitty's, he's just ridiculous with the punches, just back to back to back. Blacking on every tier. He had that Kids' Choice Award dropping slime line. Now, it's kind of weird when you got a room full of people reacting to lines like that. It's like, you watching the Kids Choice Awards, but at the same time, if you grew up, Nickelodeon slime, you could put two and two together, and it's dope, So Nitty, another great round, and he's up 2-0, and now Chef Trez round three. When rebuttaling goes wrong, he tries to give him three of them things again, and his first rebuttal was something he was trying to rebuttal the slime line. And the thing about rebuttaling, you got to make sure your rebuttal is better than the original line, or else it's not going to really hit. So his line wasn't as good as the original. Then he had a Mad Max rebuttal it was kind of the same line that Nitty said, so that didn't hit. And then his third rebuttal was pretty good, but by then he already lost the crowd. He had like a cut in the house kind of rebuttal, and the crowd wasn't really following him. It was also the way he set it up. Like I said, if your setups aren't great, you start to kind of lose the crowd. But third round, Chef Trez had so many good lines again, but he just wasn't the same Chef Trez. He was deflated at this point, and it showed. So his round just wasn't going to have the same impact, and it didn't. You kind of feel bad for him. I know. I like both of them, and you hate to see a performance like that. So it's easy to tell someone, yeah, forget the crowd, rap for the camera, and that is what you should do, but it's hard. Like, I don't know if you've ever been to a battle event, but the energy in the room really does dictate, what you're doing up there. So when you feel like you're not getting that credit you deserve, it's kind of hard to just, continue. So it is what it is. Nitty's third killed it again. He just had, a great performance, and, it's just what he's been doing. Just 3 rounds of fire, bar after bar. You got to give it up to him. Like I said, he didn't have to take Chef Trez, and he did, and he cooked them. So I mean, you could look at the bars themselves again. Compare the bars on paper and stuff, make your arguments. You could try to argue, that Chef took a round. You could try to argue he took 2 rounds, but that's not going to be an argument you're going to win, because this was pretty clear. Nitty definitely won. But this battle was a goodie, though, and I don't want to shit on Trez because he had a good performance, but I gotta call it like it is, and the crowd was a little weird. There were a few people that were just going like way too crazy. There was some weird looking Asian looking kid in the front row with the backpack on, and there was a few funny moments. I don't know if you saw the whole event, but he was just losing his mind, and it not that it takes away from the battle, but it takes the attention of the battle rappers away from what they're doing. So they pointed it out a few times. Pretty funny moments. Chef Trez was kind of pointing at him like, I think he said, you're a fan. And later, he told Nitty, like, how much you paid him to do what he's doing. And Nitty's like, I don't know. But yeah, pretty fun battle, good battle, type of battles, when you hear it announced, you get excited because you know what they're both capable of. But for the future of both of them, love what Nitty's doing. We saw what happened with him and JC, so that didn't really go too well for him. But it seemed like it helped JC more than it hurt Nitty. But, I bring up that battle just to show you how it is when the tables turn. Because, the crowd was going crazy for JC, not really catching everything Nitty was saying. So, that's kind of what Chef Trez went through for, during this battle. But, both great battle rappers. For Chef Trez, what does the future hold for him? He had a tough battle with Ryder, who you would think he'd wash, and he didn't. Ryder had a career performance in that one. They're giving him sort of a slightly bigger stage battle, big name, Nitty, huge name, and I don't know, didn't do as well as you would expect, but I definitely do expect to see him back up on that stage, and he deserves to be back up there. Not really the big stage, but these type of stages, I just want to see Chef Trez sort of control that room a bit better, you know. And as far as the rebuttaling, don't feel like you got to rebuttal. Like at 3 times every round, there's 9 rebuttals a battle. That's kind of crazy, you know. And the crowd will turn on you. You know, the crowd is not your friend. You know, you want them on your side, but you don't have to appease them. You know, don't feel like you need to, you know, give them this for them to like you. Just do what you do. Go in. You know, you see an opportunity for a good rebuttal, and he had a few great ones in this battle, so that definitely did help him. But it is what it is. When the crowd's rocking with someone more than you, it's kind of hard to get past that. And yeah, what are you gonna do? So I don't know. I'm calling it. I'd say Nitty probably 3-0, maybe 2-1. I really did like Chef's material, but it's more than just having good lines. So I don't know, but overall, all in all, this was a goodie, and look forward to more battles from this event. This was probably the best battle of the event, but there was a couple other good ones too. So thanks for listening. Again, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If not, whatever, and I'll see y'all next time.